intro. How's that? Go ahead.
Yeah. Live and direct from the new planet Earth, where pandemics are plenty, but the girls are still pretty in fashionable dresses. You know what I'm talking about. Where ignorance is bliss. You ain't gotta give a about no code.
Tell me who unleashed our animal instinct. Why the op standing there tickle pink? Have a drink, no more liquor. Got a poison. One thicker, one gangster, one hole in the desert for the snitch. What happened to the cold? What's this?
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Joe Arrigo, my partner in crime, TQ, the franchise podcast special edition, Raiders NFL schedule release. Squeeze, what's happening, brother?
Man, I can't complain. It's a big day. It's a big damn day. Trying to see who these Raiders playing and when. We know who they playing. We need to know when. We got to put our schedules together. We got things to do. We got people to see. But you know, Raider home games, Raider away games, they mean a lot for this crew right here, brother.
Yes, sir. And well, we got a crew lined up for us today. Joining us for a special edition of the franchise podcast. We got our two-time Emmy award-winning director, producer, Gus. You catch him on the Locker Room Daily. You also caught him in Super Bowl with us. Gus with us today. And we have a special guest joining us from across the coast. He is, I'm not even going to say it. Gus, let's bring him in and play his theme music. He got theme music. Let's bring him in.
Get it in then.
Yeah. Play the theme song.
Yeah.
We got Hammer in the building. What's up, Hammer? How you doing, brother?
What's good? What up, TQ? Been a minute, bro.
Man, shit, I can't complain. I'm just, slipping and sliding. How you doing? You sitting on top of the world, I see.
Trying.
As you should.
Yeah. I'm trying to get, so the schedule is been released. I'm trying to get everything right now. I'm trying to get it locked in, waiting for the emails officially to come through. And this is it. Okay, we got it right here. Doesn't it has these are away. Let's see. The weird. The Raiders they cut it off at a certain point. Okay, so I'm being serious. So like they sent it out, it's like week 4, week 5, week 6. Compared to what we have, I think it is the correct schedule from what we had. We do know this for sure. The Raiders are opening up week 1 in LA against the Chargers. Harbaugh, AP going back to almost the hood. He's going to Inglewood. I mean, what you guys think about that opening up in the City of Angels?
Come on, man.
It's our home opener.
Yeah. At least we get to open up in our stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Okay, so they did. Now I got the email from the team. So I'm looking at the schedule. All right, so week 1, September 8th. My mom and stepdad's anniversary, actually. The Chargers. Week 2, back on the road. They're heading to Baltimore to take on the Ravens.
Ooh,
big game.
That's early. I'm good with that.
So you like having two tough games early in the year,
bro? I will be in Baltimore week 2.
Yeah, I heard that. Look, it's better than going to Baltimore in like November, December. You know what I'm saying? The weather should still be all right.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
I think for those types of games, that's where you can catch a team early. You know what I mean? If you are looking to steal a win, you can steal them early rather than late.
Yeah.
Week 3, home opener against the Carolina Panthers.
That should be a W. That should be a W. Period, point blank, no games played. That should be a W. It should be a lot of sacks that occur in that game. Should be a lot of little quarterbacks getting them off their butts. That's what I'm expecting for week 3. Opener at home. Hopefully I'm not shooting because I want to be off them silver and blacks all day long. That's when we get back in the spirit. That's the day.
No, I'm going to tell you the day will be the following week for me because the Cleveland Browns come to town and we get to see our little homie DTR.
Oh, yes. DTR comes home. Lovely. Lovely. Listen,
So
the Browns are going to have, if not the best defense in the league, definitely a top 3 defense this year. I think the Browns are coming. I think they was a step away last year. Every year they get better. I like what the front office is doing. I think this is a year when Deshaun gets back to Deshaun, and I expect the Browns to go deep. So got a tough schedule starting up.
You want to say pause?
I'm gonna leave that one alone. But the one thing when it comes to Cleveland that was their Achilles heel last year in regards to their defense was road games. And that's what bit them in the ass against the Texans in the playoffs. So come to Vegas, catch this L, we good.
Well, here's the thing.
Like where you have us at right now.
So what do we have so far?
Chargers, Ravens, Panthers, Browns.
We could be 3-1. We could be 3-1. We could be 4-0.
And so you see the one loss as Baltimore.
Potentially Baltimore.
All right.
What about you, Squeeze?
I'm gonna say 2-2. Listen, I'll be the first one to say I am not confident in the Raiders quarterback play this year. I'm not. So I gotta use my realistic mind, understanding that. That's the part that worries me more so than anything else. So I'm gonna say 2-2 at this point.
Okay, so for me, I think the Raiders split the season series against the Chargers. So I don't know which one is going to be which. So I think it could be 3-1 or it could be 2-2. I'm not trying to skirt out of it, but I think that week 1 on the Harbaugh, that he's going to have all the juice back in LA, and everybody and their mama going to be there. Justin Herbert is going to be healthy, providing something doesn't happen in the preseason. That's going to be tough. I think they could get by Baltimore in Baltimore week 2. They should beat the Panthers week 3. I get to see my homegirl Sheena out here, and that's going to be cool. She covers the Panthers. And then week 4 against the Browns. I mean, look, I'll tell you what we can do. Over in Chinatown, they got some good massage spots. We can send Deshaun over there. You know what I'm saying?
Trash.
He's getting enough shit right now with this tattoo. He just got this back piece he got done. So
pause.
No Diddy.
Oh man, jeez, bro.
All right, that's
he legit got a tattoo with MLK wearing a fitted, bro.
With MLK
wearing a fit. Yo, it's on Twitter. They've been going crazy over it. Dude is lost his damn mind.
Woo! Oh, Deshaun, what are you thinking, bro? I can't defend you too much, man.
Man, look, man, Deshaun gonna come out there and slang the rock this year.
If not, Dorian will. I know they got Joey Flacco too, or I think Flacco left.
Yo, NFL Network right now is showing the Chiefs' schedule, and they already got them their first 2 games going 0-2. They got Baltimore and Cincinnati the first 2 games. We play them week 8 in Vegas, and then week 13, which I believe is Black Friday, at Arrowhead.
See, we're getting to that. We're in October now. We're getting to that.
My fault. They're showing the Chiefs one now.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, damn. They got them at 1-3 after the first 4.
Okay, so that gets us to October 6th, start of the second quarter of the season at Denver. That should be a win. Like I think Denver could be one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL this year.
I think we got Denver's number, period.
The streak continues for the Raiders. That's it.
Okay. October 13th. Rematch of last year. Right here when they took over Allegiant Stadium, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Raiders at home against the Steelers.
I'm saying we get that.
I hope so. Different quarterback now too. We got Russell Wilson on that league vet minimum now.
Yeah,
Tomlin has a season to play for because he's in the final year of his contract. They haven't renewed it. That team is going to be a very tough team this year.
Hey, if Russell Wilson goes down, they're screwed because they got Justin Fields as their quarterback.
They're not screwed. They're not screwed if Justin Fields is the quarterback.
Here we go.
Better hope that it is Russell Wilson for the whole season. Because if it ends up being Justin Fields, it's going to really be a problem. Yeah.
We disagree on that one. The Raiders head back to our home squeeze on the 20th, the day before Jada's birthday, right down the street from her crib, and they play the Rams. So you get 2 LA games this year.
Yeah, just like last year. We get 2 regular season ones this year, though, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then you brought it up, Hammer.
I'm saying 2-0 in LA. I'm saying 2-0 in LA for sure.
I like it.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that last Charger game because that's really, really late in the season. Who knows what's going to be going on by that time? But I'm pretty confident about this first game in LA against the Chargers. And then with the Rams, think we match up with them well. Again, the only real problem I see with the Raiders is just it can be a really big problem, and that's quarterback play. Everywhere else up and down the field, I feel they got a shot. There's not as many glaring weaknesses. Now I'm calling this early. We know we got to see training camp. We got to see position battles and everything else. But, I think they match up well to the Rams. It's another home field advantage. Raiders go there and take over every single time they play at SoFi. It don't matter who the damn opponent is. They played them both last year. So 2-0 in LA, as it should be. The Raiders should never lose in Los Angeles, California, ever.
I don't disagree with that. And then, Hammer, you brought it up. Week 8 at home, the Chiefs, 125 starts, so it's not a problem. We'll get to their primetime games when we're done going through the schedule. Chiefs at home. Look, at that point, if you had them 2-2, five and 3 at that point, maybe.
Yeah, I heard a little stretch. I heard a stretch of wins right there.
I think too. I think that Kansas City game is going to be interesting. That's going to be the one. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think they smelling blood because of the last game. But at the same time, man, I feel like Kansas City's in a position where they're on top and they're trying to hold it together. I feel like the Raiders have made some significant strides. They're going to continue to make some significant strides, and they're on their way. There's a way to beat the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs don't. How often are they just blowing people out like they used to? No, it comes down to the end of games, and Patrick Mahomes is doing something awesome to win the game.
But they have wide receivers this year. They actually have guys. They don't have Marquez, Valdez, Scantling dropping balls, except in the Super Bowl. They don't have. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. I tell you this much: the referees ought to be calling that holding on their ass this year, so that's gonna change some things. They ain't able to hold like they've been doing for the last 5 years. That's gonna change in the win-loss column for them.
I agree. Hammer, what you looking at schedule-wise, record so far?
You know what? Don't ask me. No, the only reason I'm saying that is, and I've told my viewers this 1,000 times, like, I don't like to do this. I don't like to give predictions until we actually have a concise 53-man roster. And I can at least, because we know we don't see our starters that much in the preseason anyways, I'd much rather sit back, assess at least the first 3-4 weeks before I can definitively sit there and be like, yo, this is where we're going to finish. Like last year, with how things were going, had McDaniels and Ziegler not been fired, I was at that point and I made it perfectly clear. I was like, yo, this is going to be a 5-12 team. And that could have very well happened had those two not have been fired. So I'm going to wait until at least week 3, week 4 to be like, yo, this is where we're at.
I respect that. Squeeze, where you at?
I mean, I like to be in a range. I also like to see training camp, we up close and personal in training camp, so you really can see a lot of extra things that the average people can't see. Like you can see a guy's motor, see how many plays it takes for him to get tired. You can recognize what the rotation is based on need if you're able to watch a whole training camp, especially through a damn camera lens. So, but just coming up from last year, expecting some players to get better with more time in the sets that they're in. The Raiders are on the up and up, man. And anytime I always feel good about the Raiders when I can see some kind of defense, some kind. There were times when if the defense was just serviceable, we could have ended up in the playoffs. But the defense is always 28, 31, 29. Give me a top 15 defense. We can do some work. Could literally do some work. Just don't allow Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes to just be comfortable. So by that time, where are we at? Week 9?
We're at week 8. We haven't done week 9 yet. Week 9 is the Bengals on the road.
Okay, well, I say either 5-3, 4-4.
Okay. Week 10's a bye. Week 11, back on the road against the Dolphins at a 10 a.m. start. That's going to be a tough game. 10 a.m. start against a team that offensively is a juggernaut. They're fast, and with them playing in November.
What's the date? Oh, it's November.
November 17th. That's going to be a problem, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Hammer made a face when I said that one. You didn't like that one?
Just thinking about Miami. Like you said, the weapons they have, the addition of OBJ to that quick ass offense already, with that backfield being as dangerous as it was last year. It's going to be a tough game. It's definitely going to be a tough game. I really don't like this stretch right here of KC, Cincy, and Miami. Like, I really don't like this stretch right now.
That's their toughest stretch of the year by far. Those 3 games with the bye, going into that Miami game. So that is something I do like to bye at that spot. Week 10, it gets right in the middle of the season. It gives you guys some time, to get right, heal, and whatnot. That's going to be the Raiders' toughest stretch. I think that's going to determine whether or not we see a lot of young guys play the remaining part of the year, or whether they're going to make a run for a playoff spot.
I mean, I think they need to come in that stretch with a winning record first and foremost. Look, it's the writing's on the wall. It's been on the wall for years. It ain't just them. It's the Rams, it's the Chargers, it's the Seahawks, it's the 49ers. Everybody goes to the East Coast, plays the 10 a.m. game, and get their ass kicked. Just there's something about it. It doesn't matter the team. They go and make the Jets look like the damn Patriots. It just happens. Add an unbelievably fast team in a situation like that. That's 9 times out of 10 gonna be a loss.
Because we're used to barely getting out of bed at like 8, 9 o'clock. They're already out on the field for early outs. So exactly. that's what it is. That's why I
think it just goes off.
Gus, come on in and talk about what you're talking about. Whether or not next day. What was your point with that?
No, I was just stating that Raiders usually, like when it's a back-to-back road game, they usually go to, let's just say, here after Cincinnati, they would go to Miami. However, there's a bye weekend, so that's actually the players' day, week off. So it would be better if it was just a back-to-back. But what do you guys think? Do you think they'll go earlier, to Miami so they can get acclimated to the time, to get their workouts in? Because that back-to-back, that's killer. But this is coming off of a bye, so I don't know if it's feasible for them.
I honestly thought that we were going to see something, especially when it came to the away games in Florida. Got Tampa as well. I think we're away for Jacksonville as well, right? No. We're home against
that's at home. That's at home.
I thought whatever the swing was for the Florida games, that they were just going to be back-to-back weeks, but clearly that didn't happen.
All right. So I'm thinking they're just going to come back to Vegas, like Joe said, knowing AP is going to give their players their time off with their families and whatnot, sleep in their own beds, and then, come Thursday, just like a regular work week.
I agree with that. I think what you're talking about plays into the Raiders come home the 24th to play Denver, then go on that prime game, the Black Friday game against Kansas City, and then the following week go to Tampa Bay. Now, do you think that may be where AP's like, hey, you know what? We're gonna take the weekend, but we're gonna go right down to Tampa. We're gonna get down there and work out at
there's facilities not too far from Tampa. Like they can go to Sarasota and spend the week out there. They've done that before, so right. I don't see why they don't try to do that when that time comes. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, going from KC to Tampa, it's not they're halfway there.
Yep.
That KC game is in prime time. That's a prime game. Black Friday game. It's a noon kickoff. I think that's going to, being on the road, the Raiders went up there and kicked their ass last year. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. That's when Jack went out and really had a hell of a game in Jack did Jack things. I think that's going to be I told Gus off air. I think the Raiders split the series against the Chargers and split them against the Chiefs. But I could really see them beating the Chiefs both games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say all of that.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say all of that. I think I don't see them beating the Chiefs at home 2 years in a row. I think they can get the game here, and if they do, that's successful.
We know right now. We heard in the presser last week, AP. This is his job right now, man. He is going to be taking the first reps. It's right now his job to lose, and we clearly see that with this draft. Obviously, we're not able to move up and get the guy that they thought was going to be the guy. Right. So it was like Jaden Daniels, or this is going to be a bridge for at least 2 years. We've seen Minshew's on there, 2-year, $25 million deal. You've already seen, if you haven't already, some crazy predictions for next year's mock drafts already. And Shedeur Sanders seems to be the quarterback that's coming to us, which I'm not going to hold my breath on that one either.
What makes you think that? What makes everybody think that's the case?
What? I don't necessarily think it's going to happen, but you already have people that have already started the 2025 mock drafts and have him landing with us for whatever strange ass reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on him. And look, it's no disrespect, it's no insult, but and I'm pretty sure that Coach Prime pretty much has said there's only like maybe 5 teams his son will play for in the NFL, which I'm not trying to hear that shit either. But I think we run with what we have right now. They've talked highly about O'Connell and what he's done this offseason. Let's just give the kid a shot. 5-5 last year. I'm intrigued to see what he can bring to the table in year 2. A full offseason, OTAs, training camp, preseason. We'll see what he can do for us.
I don't think Aiden's the guy, though. I think he can get the first shot. They're paying Gardner too much money to be a bench warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The bottom line.
I can't see it.
Me neither. I no way.
But I still think it's his
job. I hope he does, but no.
Yeah, I can't see
it. Just a footnote. If you guys haven't seen, check out the Raiders official schedule release video. There's some special appearances from some friends of us.
Yeah, Samoan Raiders.
Him and the Usos. I saw it, I'm like, oh, look at them. That video is like LA Raider Cholo style, bro. It's like, oh shit.
Those look forever.
Hell yeah, man.
I love it. All right, so let's go week 15. Michael Penix and the Falcons come to town for a primetime game. That's a Sunday night game. It's a 5:30 kickoff. Followed up by the Jags. And then
wait a minute, go back. He's gonna be starting that game? Is that what you're saying? You know what?
You don't
Are
know.
the Falcons going to be that bad? They're going to go, you know what? Go ahead and start, man.
Kirk Cousins hasn't been healthy.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense.
He could be hurt, and they're like, hey, let's go ahead and unleash the Penix, no Diddy, on the Raiders. Yep. And, since they wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
Final two games, week 17. Squeeze, I think you may be going to this one. Right around, it's December 29th, for those that care. Down in Nolens.
I wish that was earlier.
Derek Carr and the Saints.
Yeah, more than likely I'm hitting that one for sure. It better be a win. They better go in there and whoop the Saints. The last time they played against the Saints beat the living dog shit out of us.
They didn't pass that 50-yard line.
It was ridiculous. And they're on the sideline, and it was just pitiful. I left the Raiders sideline, went to the Saints sideline, and just stayed there for the rest of the game. It was just
remember who the quarterback was at the time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Now he's on the other side.
Squeezes like that Homer Simpson meme going back in the hedge.
Yeah, exactly. It was just terrible. And listen,
cut out the Saints hat.
Listen, Raider fans like took over that place, man. It was tons. Raider Nation showed up, and the team did not. So they owe the Saints big time. I'm expecting them to go in there and punish Derek Carr.
And then the final game, it says week 18, but the date is to be determined. They didn't give us a date because
it'll be a Saturday or Sunday or something like that.
The record will play a role in it. They did the same thing last year with the Broncos, like the record, if there was a shot at the playoffs. So anything could happen. They could flex it to a primetime game.
Right.
We'll see.
Yep.
Look, we saw this movie about 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
We had the primetime game, last game of the season, at home against the Chargers.
It worked out.
I don't know what happened.
Hell yeah.
It worked out.
Possible.
Worked out for sure.
I'm surprised at the two primetime games, guys. I'm blown away. I mean, there could have been so many better games, but they have the Monday night game.
How many?
The only Monday night game
this past season, like 5.
We have. Yeah, last year we had like 5. This year we have 2, and one of them is against the Falcons. So
yet they gave
terrible, bad.
They gave the Jets and the Giants a whole bunch of these international games and primetime games.
I'm glad we're not going international. I'm super happy about that. But and then our Black Sunday. That's it. We don't have a Thursday nighter. We don't have a Saturday night NBC. A Sunday night NBC game.
I'm going to say this.
That Atlanta game is in Atlanta?
No, it's in Vegas.
16. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. On behalf of Franchise Sports Media, I do appreciate the Raiders not having any Thursday night games because that makes our Thursday, Friday schedule here during football season hellish. And I am thankful that there is no Saturday game during high school football season and UNLV season because, again, it makes our schedule hellish.
Yeah, don't move too quick. That's why that says TBD at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that'll be in January. So unless UNLV is playing in a bowl again, I'm not worried about it. And we don't have high school football for that, so we're good. There are 1, 2, 3 Fox games this year. And the rest, and then you have the Amazon Prime game, the ESPN game, and the to be determined. So the rest are on CBS for those that keep track of those things. Just going by the numbers, the Raiders' opponent strength of schedule is 0.52. So they're above 500. There are 7 teams that have reached the playoffs in 2023. The Raiders will be facing, and the Raiders are going to look to extend their winning streak to it looks like it's 8 games against the Broncos. So there's some by the numbers for this year's schedule for Raider Nation.
Yeah.
So nice. What's the game? So you guys are watching all the different schedule stuff. I'm gonna check it out right now. What's the schedule? What's the game that you're most excited about this year? Let's start with you, Hammer.
I want to say
in the NFL, any game. It doesn't matter which one.
No. I want to say our first regular game against the Chargers. Harbaugh back in the NFL. I'm curious because look, their defense has been mid as fuck for years. They have no real receivers anymore. What does their backfield look like? Who did they get in free agency?
Dude from the Ravens.
Dobbins.
Is it Dobbins?
Is it Dobbins? No.
Gus
Edwards?
Gus Edwards. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real curious to I'm kind of here for it to see the Raiders just ruin Harbaugh's parade as he returns to the NFL, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. That's the way you start off the season, kicking the Chargers' ass. It's just always fun to kick the Chargers' ass.
At home.
Padres, Clippers, like Chargers are one of those types of teams.
Yeah.
Like and just let it beat them. I would say, I mean, for me, it's the Chiefs across the board. Really want to beat them here. It'd be nice to beat them twice, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But that'd be a nice feather in the cap if we can beat them here. And yeah, it's across the board for me. Even with the Niners, that's the game I'm waiting on their schedule too. It's just the Chiefs. Just want to see people beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Gus?
For me, I'm gonna go outside of the box. I'm gonna say the Steelers. I mean, I'm old school, and I've hated the Steelers as much as anybody because, in LA, it was back in the freaking 70s, early 80s. It was Raiders or the Steelers, and I just know I'm studying the whole neighborhood and family. It's like we're always butt heads, and we got to get them back for that crappy game that we played against them on last Sunday. We did have a different coaches. I'm just interested to see how, Pierce's approach to this game, versus Tomlin's. It's just, they kind of have that same mentality, man, physicality, and, I sense a low scoring game on that one. That one's going to be a slobber knock.
So you guys took Chiefs, Chargers. I'm gonna go completely against the grain, and I'm gonna say the Miami game. And for everything we talked about that being a tough game, that's going to be a good test to see where the Raiders are at, especially coming off a bye week. We're going to see if they're a team that is a playoff contender versus a team that is just hovering around there and kind of pretending. We can kind of get a good idea where they're going to be at because, again, you look at the division, Denver has an okay receiving group. Kansas City's receiving group got better, but Rashee Rice probably going to be out for, if not the whole season, a number of games with always off the field indiscretions.
Didn't he just get himself jammed up again recently too?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then you got the Chargers, who's kind of their guys are kind of trash anyway. Right now with the group that they have. So I think that Miami game, because they're going to be playing against some teams that have some real talent and real speed. I think that Miami game is the one to keep an eye on.
Look, we played them last year in Miami. We hung in there with them. It kind of fell apart in the second half. Like it was truly a tale of two halves. Like
penalties, man, that would kill them.
Look, man, we're gonna lose that game. Y'all know we're gonna lose that game. Joe knows we're gonna lose that game, and he's a hater. Joe has been secretly hating more and more on the Raiders ever since Green Bay came here and we whooped that ass. What was that, last year before last?
Monday Night Football.
That's when he changed.
I have not.
That's been him ever since. He's been an asshole ever since, rooting for the demise of the squad. We just talked about how we know that they're gonna lose that game. Because it's just not going to be easy to win that game. How you doing? That's what you're going to pick. Of all of the damn games that came on the schedule, you're going to pick the Miami game when we got to go.
That's what I'm most interested in.
Play against the fastest team in history. That's the game you pick. That's intriguing. Oh, that's going to let us know where the ratings are at. Man, they ain't going to let us know nothing, man. You're a hater. That's what that is.
I know what I'm doing. I went to the TQ school of watching football. I do this first.
Man.
Hate.
Whatever. Just hate. You hate.
Not at all. Not at all. That's the game that interests me the most. I can't help it. I like good football.
Yeah, all right. That ain't gonna be
I
good
like-
football. People gonna
That's
beat
gonna
us.
be
They're
good
gonna put
football.
up 40 on us. What are you talking
They're not
about?
gonna. You know what? I'll say it right now. How's this? I'll say it right now. The Raiders are gonna beat the Dolphins that game. How's that?
No.
Don't try to make up. You already said
That's just exposing. He just comes back. He's just coming back, trying to come back on the
he's going to come back. We're going undefeated now.
Yeah, please. Oh, please.
Let me tell you why.
Please.
I'm not a believer. I have a hard time believing in Tua in the second half of the year because either he's hurt or even like last year there was a huge fall off. That's the main reason. And OBJ has not been a factor since the Super Bowl when he tore his ACL again. That year
He's not been a factor as they won.
He wasn't a factor in Baltimore at all last year as a
gonna be a 3.
He was like that in Baltimore last year. It wasn't a factor.
They ain't got them type of people on the outside like Miami has, man. OBJ gonna be fine. Just a couple of weeks ago on our show, you just said that the Raiders should go pick up OBJ. You, my friend, are full of caca, my man. That's bullshit you talking.
He's
all the time. Stop it.
I thought he would be a good 3.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's it. Send me that one. Send me that one, man. I'm gonna put that joint on my phone. I'm gonna put it next to his name, and I'm just
that'll be his text. That'll be his text.
over and over and over again. Send me that shit, man. That's the one.
Oh, you're a dick.
This guy, man. Come on, man. Listen, that's not gonna be an easy game. Honestly, I think
I didn't say it'd be an easy game.
No, I'm saying that I feel like that's a shoe-in for us to lose. I think we're losing that one. I think we're losing the one in Kansas City. I think we're losing the one in Baltimore. Those are the 3 that I don't believe we win it.
Baltimore, Miami, and KC.
Yeah, and the problem, the problem with our season is gonna be that if we do make the playoffs, we're gonna lose too many games to get any home games. And we have to travel to the East Coast to some fucking dumbass team when it's cold, and that's gonna be it. That's what I see happening. I do see them. I think they can teeter around the playoffs, but I'm expecting interceptions and turnovers, putting the defense in bad positions, and the games that we lose is gonna be because the defense has been on the field for too long, and in the fourth quarter they ain't got it because we don't have no quarterback play. That's what I believe. I believe that the defense play will be strong enough to get us at the door of the playoffs.
I'm looking at they're showing the conference champion odds right now. I'm kind of tempted to do a parlay bet with each and every single one of these teams. Just do a 10 leg and be like, here's $100. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
See.
What did they have the Chiefs going at, by the way?
Plus 300.
No. The record, because you had them going. To
12-5.
What? Of course, they made it up.
And they have us getting swept by KC.
Of course they do.
Yeah. I mean,
never mind. Let me not say that.
Say it. Too late. You started to say it.
No. I can't say it. I can't say it. I don't like ESPN, but I can't talk about that other network just because.
The NFL Network. You can say it. You don't like. You say they're homers over there.
They are.
Both of them are.
I can tell you from experience they are, bro. Trust me.
Yeah. Anybody knows the workings of the NFL Network? It's the guy next to you. All right. So Super Bowl wise, who you guys looking at? Like I know it's way too early, and we know we're not going to hold you to it. You can have change your pick as the preseason ends and going into the regular season after the 53 is announced, after a trader 3 is made. What is your way too early Super Bowl predictions, guys?
I would say, mine would be Detroit and Baltimore. It's sexy. I don't know. If I would say the Raiders, that's because that could have my cheerleading skirt on, and I'll say the Raiders. But to be real, I would say Detroit. Just they almost made it. They almost made it. Goddamn Niners.
You big ugly dummy.
Yeah, I'm saying same thing I said last year this time. San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs. Again.
Oh, God.
You big ugly dummy.
Yeah.
Hey, pendejo. How you doing?
Yeah. It's coming again. It's happening again the same way. I just think those are the best two teams. They both battle tested. Those teams, to me, play at a different level in the playoffs. And that's when it all matters. Don't really matter what the whole season. Once you get to the playoffs, it's about being battle tested. And having done it so much in the last couple of years, the coaching staffs, the defenses, all of the star players for each team, that's where I'm going. And hopefully the Niners finally get them one this year. But if they don't, they'll out.
I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but
you. All right, Hammer.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna revisit Week 1's Monday night game. The Jets and the Niners in the Super Bowl. I can't even take myself seriously when I say that.
I love it.
What's the over/under on Aaron Rodgers playing? Not
being
first quarter,
93 seconds. I don't know. But I'm looking at FanDuel right now, and their Super Bowl forecast right now is like the funniest shit I've ever seen.
What is it?
Cardinals and Baltimore.
Get the fuck out of here.
Cardinals against the Bills. And I guess these are the long shot ones. And Arizona it's to beat these teams. Arizona to beat Cincinnati.
Wow.
Like, really?
Okay.
I got a bold prediction. The Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers twice this year.
Ooh.
Twice. Yeah. Chicago Bears beat Green Bay twice this year.
Wow.
Yeah. And they come in second in that division with Green Bay third.
So the conspiracies we believe.
But I will say,
what you're saying is you got Prince. You got Prince of the NFL getting a clean sweep
against that team, yeah.
Okay, so we talk about hate.
But I also do think let me add this though.
And he hates the Packers.
No, let me add this. I do think that that's the division where you can get 3 teams into the playoffs. I will say that. I think Green Bay can make it to the playoffs. Chicago can make it to the playoffs, and Detroit makes it to the playoffs.
Look, I'll agree with you with that. I think that division may be the best division in the NFC right now. If Caleb Williams plays the way he's capable of, and the Bears actually have some blocking, up front for them. They have weapons. The secondary is still suspect. Minnesota, their quarterback position is a little in flux. The running back positions, they have Aaron Jones. We'll see if he can stay healthy. That's been a problem in the last couple of years while he was with the Packers. And, Justin Jefferson's playing for a contract. Will he report to camp? That's going to be another question. He may sit out a while and say, hey, if you're not paying me, I'm not going to play until I absolutely positively need to. Detroit, I think is, until someone beats them, they're the best team in that division. Locking in Goff. Now, here's the deal. If I'm the Raiders, I make a call to the Lions about Hendon Hooker. Since they locked in Jared Goff for 4 years at $56 million per season. I'll make a call to see if I can get Hendon Hooker. If you want a young quarterback for the future, it's a guy that last year, if he wasn't hurt, was probably going to go at the end of day 1, beginning of day 2 of the draft. I like Hendon Hooker a lot. That'd be a call I would make. But I think Detroit and then Green Bay, their defense, that's what's going to come down to their defense at the end of the day.
They have no defense.
We'll see this year. We'll see. I mean, their defense statistically finished in the top 10, but they weren't a top 10 defense because on third down they were piss poor, and that cost them the game against the Niners. That cost them a couple other games during the season. So, with that being said, I like Detroit. I'm gonna go Detroit, Cincinnati for the Super Bowl. Something different. You know, I picked Cincinnati last year. I think Joe Burrow is a top 3 quarterback in the league with the skill position, with the weapons that they have across the board. Their defensive coordinator is one of the best in the game. That defense is really, really good. They're returning just about everybody. And last year the Bengals season went down when Joe Burrow went down.
Yeah, as long as he stays healthy, they win the division.
Right.
I don't know why do y'all think that's just gonna be so easy?
I didn't say it's gonna be easy because Baltimore's
Steelers in Baltimore. That's the hardest. That's the hardest division in football. Period.
Historically, it's been hard.
I mean, I don't see how Cincinnati is a cut above Baltimore like that. I don't see how it just sounds. It sounds like you think it's just gonna be easy for them to just like run through the division.
Now,
let me see where Baltimore's favored to win that division. Actually, let me look real quick.
I think they're gonna eat themselves up. I think that division is gonna put attrition on all of them, and it's gonna be one of them that gets to the playoffs because of each other.
Do you think Russell Wilson's, in the Steelers, is going to, change the Steelers' offensive approach?
That's the best quarterback they've had since Big Ben.
Well,
when they had Big Ben,
they're favored to win the North. Pittsburgh at plus 650, and then it's Cleveland at plus 500. The Bengals at plus 170. Baltimore's at plus 140.
Here's going to be the problem with the Bengals. They need to do this.
Pay me my money in cash.
To a couple of guys on the team. If they don't pay the guys the money, that's going to be a problem. T. Higgins, that's a problem. Hendrickson says he wants to stay, even though he asked for a trade. He just wants to get paid. They're going to have to start paying some people. They're going to have to pay Jamar Chase next year after they pay Joe Burrow. Again, like Cleveland. Here's the thing with Cleveland. It comes down to Deshaun Watson. If D-Watt is out there slanging the thing like he was in Houston prior to the injury and the inquisition and the massages and whatnot, then 100%. You're laughing about being serious. Like he was one.
Why you always going into the man business? I see now you're trying to talk football and you want to talk.
No, that's
about
part of the story because what was the beginning of the downfall of Deshaun was him being suspended, for him being in trouble and having to deal with that black cloud over his head, and because of that, you can't prepare correctly, and then the injuries mounted the last couple of years.
Oh, so all that's dead now. He coming back healthy.
Hey, look,
he ain't getting no massages and shit.
You and I have talked about this. You and I have talked about this before on the franchise podcast a couple of years ago when it comes to Deshaun Watson. You give him the weapons that Patrick Mahomes had while he was in Houston. He's put up better numbers than Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I think he's a more talented quarterback than Patrick Mahomes when he's healthy.
I ain't gonna say all that.
If you say he's putting up better numbers than Patrick Mahomes with those weapons, you're saying he's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
No, I'm not. That's not
more
what
or less.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that he can compete. If you give him Pat Mahomes, there's no drop off. I'll say that much. I'm not saying he's better. I'm saying him at his best, there's no drop off. If you give him what Pat Mahomes has. But at the same time, from the off the field stuff to injury to all of that, look, this is the season where you really need to start counting Deshaun right here. Right here. What is he going to do with a great squad? I think they got a great squad, starting with the defense. He is going to have to do less than he's had to do previously. And the last we saw of him at his best, he was a great quarterback. So it's not like he's an old guy. He's got some injuries. He's also had a lot of time to study, a lot of time to learn. He ain't worried about his money. Think we'll really be
about money since Houston.
Huh?
He ain't been worried about his money since
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it shouldn't be no damn distractions. Like, he should come in there like a man possessed. To be honest, if it's one team that comes out of there, I think it's gonna be the Browns before Baltimore and before Cincinnati.
Wow. Huh. So Levi Edwards from the Raiders said this: Allegiant Stadium is home. SoFi is more of a kickback spot with your homeboys.
I get it. I understand.
Damn.
I understand exactly where he's coming from.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I'm taking Baltimore to win the AFC North. If I take these 8 teams right now to win their divisions, $100 could win me $58,000.
He needs to do it.
Cutting hammer. How you doing, cutting hammer?
I might pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, I say you should.
That may be a move. So let's go. Who do you guys got playing to get? We gave our Super Bowl picks. Who you guys got playing who to get there?
AFC, I'm saying Kansas City and Cleveland. NFC, I'm saying 49ers and
Lions?
He's gonna try to go for the kill shot right here. Already.
Nah, but listen, I think that Seattle is gonna be a lot better than they was last year, and I think that the Rams are gonna be a lot better than they was last year. And the Niners got to play both of them teams twice. So,
doesn't Seattle have a new head coach?
They do.
And who's their quarterback?
Geno
Smith. Seattle building a defense back. Whole bunch of speed, whole bunch of power, starting to look like the Legion of Boom. And the Rams been hitting in the draft, man. The Rams go and grab these dudes that ain't nobody heard of, and they come in and they ball. Check their stats.
Poop in the cooler?
Nah, not just him. All over the field. Defense, wide receivers across the board.
I think for the NFC West, you're looking at a toss-up for 3rd and 4th place between Seattle and Arizona.
Yeah, I don't see why FanDuel was on Arizona like that. Like
it's like a reach though. Like it's a huge reach.
I think they could be picking up near the top of the draft again next year. What has Arizona done? I mean,
they got Marvin Harrison Jr., who has still yet to sign his NFLPA agreement due to the NIL deal that he had with Fanatics for his likeness and everything. And apparently, if Fanatics ain't going to give him more, he is not signing the NFL one. Get a custom jersey, get his number, and get the last name.
For real. Then you got Kyler Murray, who he hasn't been healthy and he hasn't been great since signing his deal.
Yeah, because he's more concerned about playing Call of Duty.
Agreed. They're probably going to trade Buda Baker at some point because he's making too much. I don't get the whole thing. They're a mess. They are a mess.
That's another one of those teams that's a mess year in, year out with their ownership. So it doesn't surprise me. Like Carolina, same thing. Like their ownership is just a joke.
Anybody worry about no damn Arizona, man?
I'm gonna give you a sleeper.
They smoke a lot of tree over there, FanDuel. That's the spot.
I'm gonna give y'all a sleeper. I'm gonna give y'all a sleeper team this year that I think is gonna surprise a lot of teams. The Washington Commanders. I
Commanders.
Think,
wow.
Yeah, I think they're going to. That they have a good defense already. They've already had. I mean, they have a good defense. They finally have a quarterback, and they finally have an owner that is not a sleazeball and a general manager that's actually running things a specific way. They drafted smart. They have weapons. I think the Commanders, they could be a sneaky pick to win the NFC East. How's that?
Wow.
What's the line on that, Hammer?
Hold on.
For Washington to win that division?
Yeah, I said it's
Hold
sneaky.
on.
I don't think it's Dallas. I think there's going to be problems. There's too many questions with
Plus,
Mike
they're
Eagles.
plus
Over
1,000.
Philly? Plus 1,000?
Eagles,
They're
bro.
plus 1,000. It's a toss up for the division for the East with Dallas and Philly. Both are at plus 120. The Giants are at plus 1,000. The Commanders are at plus 1,000.
They're not gonna win the division. You're out of
That's
your mind.
hard, dude. A rookie
Out of your mind,
quarterback?
buddy.
No way.
Crazy.
I know
So
the love for Jalen, man, but no way.
You say with the rookie quarterback, but if the Raiders started a rookie quarterback, it would have been okay.
Because Raiders need a quarterback too. We're not saying they're going to win the division, especially in the West.
No,
No
I
way.
think if anything, they finish second in the division, and if the record is good enough, they sneak in with a wild card.
Yeah. Like that
So
division's
the
up for
Raiders?
grabs, man. No, the Eagles, the East,
Commanders.
Tennessee East.
Oh,
I have the Chargers finishing third, and I had the Broncos finishing dead last in AFC West.
I would agree with that.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Me too.
I would agree with
Wow,
that.
we all agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say this. I think, and I love Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy's fired by week 11. And you'll see Bill Belichick be the next head coach of the Cowboys.
Yeah, him and Jerry Jones. Oh man.
Hey, I
You're
actually have a
crazy.
crazy conspiracy theory.
Oh, oh.
I think the Jets fire Salah, and really, I think Belichick gets the Jets job because him and Aaron Rodgers have a slop fest going on the McAfee show. Joe Stradamus, baby.
The Jets got problems with Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That's like them. That's
Well,
part of the course. That makes
You're
sense.
in the metropolitan area, Hammer.
Honest to God, I haven't heard.
there?
I haven't heard much recently because ESPN Radio has been nonstop talking about the Rangers and the Knicks with their playoff runs right now. So really haven't heard anything about the Jets or the Giants recently.
If the Jets fire Robert Saleh, then they just deserve whatever's coming to them. That just be stupid. That's just dumb. Just makes no sense whatsoever, fellas.
And then you got the Giants, with Dable. He has another one on the hot seat.
Why is he on the hot seat though? Because realistically, Daniel Jones was not his guy. If anybody's on the hot seat,
It's Jones.
in for the Giants organization, anyways, I think Shane is first before Dable. But I know Dable has caused a lot of problems within the coaching staff. But I think Shane would be the first one's head that's on the chopping block.
I mean, look at what he did with Wink Martindale. I think that's the 1st one.
Yep.
And firing his two assistants, and then Wink saying I'm not coming back, and then mutually agreeing to part in ways. I mean, there's that. I mean, and with Sheen, I mean, Dable was his guy, but if he's not doing the job, and the Mara family is not used to having that, they very well could bring in the GM, and I want to hire my guy, so he's got to go.
And we got to see this all unfold on HBO's Hard Knocks.
100.
I keep forgetting Giants got the off season, not training camp, the off season of Hard Knocks. Now they have 3 separate ones, whatever.
3 separate Hard Knocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
So off season, and then there's training camp, and then there's the in season, right? That's the one the Cardinals had last year, or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Hey,
watch any of that.
What will be interesting with the offseason one is they lost their best safety, arguably their best defensive player. They lost their best offensive player, and we get to see it all unfold.
That's crazy. That's
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah. Bad.
Well, all right. So I think there's another question, just because before we get up, we got a couple more minutes. We'll get out of here. There is a lot of people who we all dislike, and that's Cowboy fans.
Oh yeah.
What's the record for the Cowboys?
11-6, 12-5.
No, they can't. I just don't see that continuing. Like the Cowboys ain't hitting on shit right now, man. It's time for all of this 12-5 and all of this fake perpetrating contender shit to stop. All right, like enough is enough. Enough just winning games, just to be winning them and getting to the playoffs and getting smashed. Stay out of the playoffs. Go ahead and lose like you're supposed to. What does their schedule look like? Because it's always a cupcake. You know, it's always a cupcake. They want to keep
Hold
relevant
on.
as long as they possibly can.
Tell you in 2 seconds.
I bet they ain't got. They probably got 5 playoff teams on the schedule.
Hold on. Let me find them.
I'd be shocked if they got more than that.
Where's their schedule?
Over under 4.5 playoff teams.
I'm waiting for. Is it up? No, did he?
No, I think it's gonna be 5.
They got the Browns, the Saints, the Ravens, the Giants, the Steelers, Detroit, the Niners, the Falcons, the Eagles, the Texans, the Commanders, the Giants, Bengals, Panthers, Bucks, Eagles, and finish against the Commanders.
When they play the Niners?
They play the Niners. They play the Niners week 8 in Santa Clara.
Woo! Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm looking who's week 8 for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's Raiders Chiefs at home on week 8. You got a decision to make.
No.
That's what I was looking.
Damn.
What a hater.
Oh my God. How could they do that, man?
Oh. They're saying
What time? They're both from at the same time?
It's a primetime game.
this one Raiders is at 125.
Yeah, the Niners and Cowboys got the primetime game.
Football?
Yeah.
You'll get on a plane and just fly with it, bro.
No, it's oh wait a minute.
Oh my God.
They hold that thought.
Out of Vegas on a Sunday is not happening.
That's
That's cold.
That should take what's it called? What's that? The little private jet line?
JSX.
JSX.
Damn, man. That's cold.
All right, then.
Cowboys ain't gonna bust a grape in Welch's backyard. You understand what I'm saying, man? They ain't about to do nothing this year. Zip 0. They don't have nothing. What do they have? Who's afraid of the Cowboys?
I know Green Bay ain't.
You think like Dak Prescott is really about to like ball out this year or something? For real? Dak Prescott?
He's gonna be himself. He's gonna be himself again.
Yeah, exactly. Just gonna throw the ball out to the other team, man. That's what he does. Not worried about the Cowboys. I think they have a significant drop off this year. Don't think they win no 12 games. I think they win more like 9, if that.
If I'm saying McCarthy's getting fired by week 11, they're a 7-win team.
Okay.
Like that.
No, it sounds like they play some teams on that schedule too.
I'm saying I counted 7.
Normal cupcake of a schedule. You got 7. Detroit and Baltimore on that schedule.
I counted 7 playoff teams, and that's and I didn't count the Eagles for a second time. That'd be 8 playoff teams.
Yo, you already got people getting the home opener tickets for our game against the Panthers. Like, I'm in the queue right now. There's 57 people ahead of me.
Damn.
Panthers?
Yeah.
Wow.
47.
Now, are they Raider fans or Carolina fans?
Yeah, I wish we knew.
Right?
Yeah, for real.
That's nasty.
Well, shit, I know it's 9:00 on the East Coast, 6 on the West Coast. It's a Wednesday night. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget, you can check out the Franchise Podcast. It comes out every Thursday mornings, 9 p.m. Pacific. Me and TQ, Nyshawn Saragosa.
New episode in the morning with Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, we got Hugh Jackson on tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Us and Hugh. Yeah. Hammer like, oh yeah. Hey, there's a funny story behind that too. I'll love to maybe talk on the locker room too. That way, everybody gotta get up out of here. Hammer, where can everybody find you at, brother?
Holy moly, it's donut shop. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, buddy. Raider Nation News today on YouTube. Hammers.house on Instagram. Hammers_house on X.
And Gus, follow you.
Yeah, you could find me here with you. The locker room daily with Joe Arrigo.
Locker room.
The locker room. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That song gets stuck in his head, Squeeze. He be coming in singing it. The locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, the joint.
All right, guys, make sure you follow Franchise Sports Media on all social media at the Franchise LV. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and click notifications to on the Franchise Sports Media YouTube page. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Go Raiders.
Yeah. Live and direct from the new planet Earth, where pandemics are plenty, but the girls are still pretty in fashion over dresses. You know what I'm talking about. Where ignorance is bliss. You ain't gotta give a about no code.
Tell me who unleashed our animal instinct. Why the op standing at Tickle Pink? Have a drink, no more liquor. Got a poison. One thicker, one gangster, one hole in the desert for the skin.